Okay, thank you all for being here this afternoon. Thank you, Principal Siqueiros, for hosting us in the math classrooms out there. You know that's near and dear to my heart. But this school had a 12% increase in their mathematics score, so definitely wanted to celebrate, lift up the teachers, lift up the students for their hard work and making sure they're successful. So I'm going to hit a couple items this afternoon for the 25-26 school year. Thank you to those of you that were able to join us at our pre-K classroom. This year we added 500 seats. Some of those are half day, some of them are full day. We know that our youngest learners, when they get off to a great start, they'll be successful throughout their entire learning career. We opened 7 new campuses this morning. Also the South CTA. It was an amazing building to be there. All freshmen, 450 of them. Exciting new program. We have cybersecurity. We also have our teaching and training program, building our own educators, future educators, an amazing school. I'm excited to also share that we have the most licensed professionals that we've had in 5 years, 19,381. And a huge shout out to our HR team who not only lifted up our people that are here locally, but also nationally, knowing that we are the destination district and that we want you to come work in the Clark County School District. The pay is higher and equitable, more equitable than in some of our school districts. Also huge, I want to note the retention rate, 94.4% in the 24-25 school year. So obviously, if you have a higher percentage retention, then you don't need to hire as many people. The percentage rate in 22-23 was 87.7. And so that means that we hired about 1,200 less teachers than we needed to in the past. For the first time in our recent memory, we're entering into the school year with a contract ratified by our teachers, CCEA. We look forward to the Board of Trustees this Thursday night, reviewing that contract and up for approval. We're seeking our community to rally around traffic. This morning we had just over 100 traffic stops with almost 50 citations. So I want to double down here, all hands on deck with all of the components of the school district, but especially around our schools. Slow down. We have posted speed limits. Leave early so you and your children are not feeling rushed as you're going through our school zones. Have grace with those around you. Again, out at the South CTA, it took a couple minutes to get to the front of the school, but everyone had patience and grace moving forward. No U-turns. Remember, U-turns within the school zones are illegal, as well as please make sure your children are leaving the car once they're pulled up appropriately to the school, and that you're not double parking and making sure that all children are safe, not only your children, but all children within the school district. Really excited, staying on the point there with traffic safety, that the city of Las Vegas last week, as you know, voted to add middle school crossing guards and also some high school crossing guards. They had a pilot last year, and so they are moving forward, and we're thankful for their partnerships as well as the other municipalities for their work in making sure that we have crossing guards at all elementary and middle schools. Final 2 things, continuing to implement our policy regarding cell phones, that they are put away in cell pouches while they are in classrooms, so they are not, all the students, the teachers, everyone did not see a cell phone in the 4 schools that I've been to so far this morning, so that's wonderful, moving forward there. They have, the principals have been walking the classrooms too, engaging with the students in learning. For our HVAC, the School Board of Trustees, thank you trustees for voting in the spring. Wait for the bell. We wouldn't be, right? Just shows we're truly at a school building. $5 million HVAC, moving forward payment, bringing people in for 37 schools. And then I'm also proud to announce that we are, this time last year, or excuse me, on Thursday, let me start with that. On Thursday, we had 284,316 children enrolled as of 30. That is as of August 3rd. That is 6,000 more children than we had on the same day last year. So I'm really excited. The Clark County School District is growing in student population. We have educators, amazing teachers, principals, support staff, the partnership. My goodness, thank you to all of our partners, whether it's Cox, the ACEs, we had Stomper at Wendell P. Williams this morning. Just kids being energized about being in school and knowing that they can learn, that they have adults that care about them, not only those that are employed within the Clark County School District, but the community as a whole. So with that, I am here to answer any questions. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Josh. Thank you. So I've always been in schools on the first day of school. It's important to be present. It's important for our teachers to know that we care about them, our children, that they know that we're fully present, our region superintendents, our associate superintendents as well are out and about. Again, it's all hands on deck, and so we want to be seen, and we want our children to know that we see them. Your second question. Oh, teachers, they're the most important people, right? They are the ones that have the care and knowledge for teaching. They are there to help lift up. We saw some children that were this morning that weren't so sure, about, this schooling thing, here we go. But I saw teachers wrap their arms right around the children and bring them in, smile, show them love, and that we care about them. Thank you. Great, thank you. So first and foremost, with the plan itself, the 100-day plan, there was a lot of listening when I decided that I was going to interview for the job. Like, am I a good fit? Is this a good time? What's going on in the community? The community absolutely said they want to have more partnership. The teachers said they want to be energized, re-energized with the passion that they bring to education as a whole. The community and transparency, right? Being transparent, showing where we're doing well, showing where we need other people to help us be better. All of those components are huge. With the academic components, the 4 pieces, early learning, I said earlier, if all of our children had an early start, the social emotional components, the academics as well, physical, our children are learning those fine motor skills early on. Literacy, you all know I'm huge about literacy, making sure that all of our children are on track by 3rd grade. A lot of data behind if they're not on track, they will not be as successful and have the possibility of not even graduating. Middle school math, yes, I do love mathematics, but yes, too, our scores there need to be lifted up, and that's why we're here at Fertitta this morning to celebrate their great work. And then workforce preparedness. We know that about 30% of our children go on to higher education. They go to Ivy League schools. They go right here to UNLV, UNR, wonderful places. But we also know we need to prepare them for the workforce, going right out of high school, as well as the military. So all of those pieces coming together, listening to the entire community, listening to students as well on where they want us as adults to support them as they move forward. Those all came together. Thank you. Josh, I think you were number 5. I think Tiffany was next.
Thank you. biggest schools, East Valley, and really getting those teacher vacancies filled, and will you continue to do that? Second question, if you're able to share off of what the negotiations were, and I know we kind of talked about this, but when it comes to veteran teachers and the pay scale, was anything done to kind of fix their concerns about being on the older pay scale and not on the new pay scale?
So I'll start with that one first. That is going to be a process, right? First, it was ratified by the union. It now needs to go to the school board of trustees. But there will need to be verification across, because even I've spoken with some people that say I, should be placed on X or Y. All of that is going to need to be verified. So that's going to take some time once the contract is signed. Back to your first question with
North Las Vegas and the East Valley.
Yes.
Talk about what has been contributing to getting those roles filled. Is it where you want it to be right now, and how do you move forward with that?
Yeah, so I would like to have 100% of our jobs filled. We're just over 200 right now. Again, the lowest in over 5 years that we've had the few number of vacancies. And I'll lean in again too. I noticed in the media some people were saying, well, they just cut jobs and so you have fewer vacancies, and that's not the case. We have the highest number of teachers serving our children than we've had. So that's an exciting data point there as well. But we need to have a highly effective educator in every single classroom. And some of our teachers coming in are brand new, we know that, but we have a professional development department that helps support them. Well, first and foremost, they're principals and then also master teachers within the classroom. So wrapping around our new teachers, helping our veteran teachers, if they need resources. We are an entire system, and so making sure that every person, not only our children, I talk often about meeting every single child with the needs that they have. Same thing with adults. As we learn, there's more brain research out there and learn more things about educating our children, we need to adapt, and sometimes we need to ourselves go back to school as well. Thanks.
Superintendent, 2 quick questions for you as well. The first one is, we are continuing to see that drop in the number of kids who are getting vaccinated. We're also seeing that there's a rise in the number of parents who are filing for exemptions. Is the school district doing anything differently or wanting to take extra safety implementations in order to process what's going on with that as well?
Yeah, so we're making sure that parents have the information they need to make those choices. Obviously, we've seen an increase with measles across the country. As you all reported just on Thursday in the sewage within Las Vegas, we know that had peaked. We want to make sure that all of our children are safe and that they're healthy. We know that data shows that when you drop below that 95%, that there is not that herd immunity. So, we're making sure parents have the information they need to make those decisions, and that we follow all of the laws that are there.
My second question was, we're seeing just these extreme heat, these extreme temperatures as well. What is the school district doing as well for our kiddos in the next coming weeks? We know that it's dangerous out there, it's hot, right? So what are you guys doing with that?
Yes, thank you. Extreme heat warning. So number 1 is parents, please make sure you hydrate not only yourself, but all your children. They've been running around doing activities that they haven't been doing all summer. Please make sure everyone stays hydrated. Number 2 is we are sending out to all of our administrators as well as all of our coaches a reminder of our protocol. When it is this hot, they should not be in certain situations. And so all of the entire staff, and also too, thank you for covering this as well. We need to make sure that everyone is aware. And sometimes children themselves are like, it's not, I'll be fine. And then they overexert. That's when we as adults need to step in and go, no, it's 109 outside. You're not going to go do X, Y, Z. Thank you. Josh.
I just have 2 questions. One is, when you hear about 7 guns being seized at Legacy High School last school year, and even the records I got showing that some of these students were gang members, what kind of support system can you give to that specific school to make sure that that doesn't happen this year?
Yeah, so a couple of things. It's the entire community, right? And not all of those were inside the school building, but the surrounding area. So making sure that our school police are very visible and that they are aware. And then, two, communities solve community problems. We need to make sure that everyone in specific communities, whether it is traffic, whether it is weapons, that we are all aware of what is transpiring in our neighborhoods, and that if you see something, that you say something. You call school police, you call Metro, the municipality that's right there, to make sure weapons are no place. There's no place for weapons on any of our school campuses, and so it's going to take all of us to make sure that does not happen.
And then the last question I had, the second question is, last school year there were CCSD PD issued more than 4,000 traffic citations. When you hear that, does that tell you that police are actually enforcing it, on top of people, or is it just that we got some bad drivers around school zones?
Both. The answer is both, right? We wouldn't be issuing citations if they were driving appropriately within our school buildings, or not within our school buildings, around our school campuses. So we need to make sure, I would love it if our school PD was not issuing any citations. That would be nice. But it is incumbent upon those drivers to make sure that they are responsible when they're behind the wheel.
Oh, I had a question about, wondering if you could talk about reading proficiency and what you're doing to improve that with the, I think in the next few years, we're gonna have the retention requirement kick in, and whether that's a concern for you, if that's something you support, or what are best practices say, is retention the best, to get these students caught up in reading, or is there something else that's better for retention?
Being proactive with literacy, so first starting with pre-K, right? Our earliest learners, we need to see that investment right now. Actually at Treem, the principal, as I was walking out with her, she said she has a very long waiting list. I didn't ask her the specific number, but she does have a waiting list. So we need to expand the opportunities for our earliest learners to participate in education. We know that literacy, all of the research, the Read by Grade 3 program, which our state has been involved with for many years now, we were actually on a very steep positive upward trend before the pandemic. I am claiming here today we are going to have higher rates than we had before the pandemic, right, moving forward. So that is, in a year from now, we'll know that all of those pieces have come together and supported. We know that high dosage tutoring is extremely helpful, pulling students out in small groups, and then communicating with parents. I'm not so sure that parents truly, when their kids are happy at school, that's great. I'm happy when kids are happy, but I also want our parents to know if their children are not proficient in literacy, and how they can become active participants in the learning environment. Sometimes the parents aren't aware, and so we need to do a better job in clearly communicating. Your child is an absolute rock star in mathematics. Your child, we want to make sure they get additional supports for literacy.
Jackie?
Yeah, I'll continue to try with two questions. The first is, you mentioned that 6,000 increase in enrollment. Do you have any insight yet whether it's tied to just community growth or recirculation from charters?
You always ask those great questions. I don't have that data in front of me, but that is absolutely something that we'll be looking at. Where are the students coming from? And then we'll be able to provide you that within the future.
And then my second question is, there's already been a couple good stories written by people in this room about the immigration concerns in the community. I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about supports being offered to students who may already be impacted by separations, whether it's deportation or otherwise.
Yeah, so we are working with all of the social services for our children to make sure, again, here, like everything, being proactive in any situation will help alleviate, but won't get rid of the stress that is there. But our children need to know that actually families, and we've put that out, and we've put out the AG's guidance as well, need to be prepared in all instances of where they are at as a family, and then have all the documentation that they need to be able to have their entire family, kept together, and in instances where family members are separated, that the children are still cared for and that they can still come to school.
Anyone did not get a question in? Last question.
Okay, you're in charge of over 500,000 students. Oh, would you like to? Yeah, oh, sure. So many kids that you're in charge of. What are you doing to make sure that those students accomplish those goals, and what teams are you building around to make sure they get accomplished?
Student voice is huge for us in this administration. I've said it often, and I think some of you are old enough where you've experienced what these students have experienced in the classroom today, but social media, all of those pieces, why we have the pouches. I also wondering, huge piece of data set of why children don't come to school, why our students don't, we have over 20% chronic absenteeism. You can't learn if you're not in school. So I share all that because student voice, we have the Nevada Portrait of a Learner, listening to our students. What is it that will engage you in the classroom, want you to come to school and be successful? We've had a summer institute with students this summer, shared earlier with staff, making sure that if we're trying to communicate with students, that we ask them, hey, does this script, that we're going to do a video on, does this resonate with you? We actually had students edit our scripts so that it would resonate with them, right? And we're here to serve. We're here to make sure every child gets to school on time, ready to learn. As a quick reminder, we do have free breakfast and lunch for 100% of our students. So please, come to school. I saw, again, kiddos enjoying breakfast this morning. It was wonderful. Thank you.
A glitch was reported by several parents with the Infinite Campus website. Reportedly, many students were not seeing themselves enroll or their schedule. Can you tell us if a glitch was reported today or something like that? If it's something that have you heard?
Yeah, I have, that would be, and we've been meeting almost hourly with our technology folks, actually the whole entire team, so I have not heard that, but we can get back to you on it.
And the parents, if they have any problems with their...
Yeah, they can call 799 CCSD. Any questions, all of that, 799 CCSD. Thank you all for being here. It's going to be an exciting year. I hope to see you throughout the entire school year. Thanks. Okay.